Did my motherfucking love.
It's Friday. I want to
One
enjoy
second. No,
my.
Randy. No, because you're a liar. Ain't no motherfucking enjoy yourself. It's Friday. Stay your ass right there. Hold on, my iPad loading.
I'm definitely going to enjoy my Friday.
After we get done, after we figure out why the. Oh, thank you, my sweetheart chosen.
Y'all run me up over here while we over here. Come on, y'all.
Yes.
Do me a little
Okay, the iPad's coming on now.
for
These are the
Fiverr.
documents. These are the documents. Randy, you there?
Yeah, Randy's here. He's on the phone.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly show you, and then I'm gonna read it so you know it's real. So you know it's, and then if you want me to send it to you, I send it to you as well.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Because you get reported so quick, I can't show it. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm gonna read it because they'll give me there's a new rule on here. You can't show it too long. Okay. It says the state of Nevada versus Randolph Menace. The defendant above named having committed the crime of luring or attempt to lure a person believed to be a child, category B felony, in the manner following: that the said defendant, which is Randolph, on or about the second day of December 22nd, at and within the county of Clark, state of Nevada, did then and there willingly, unlawfully, feloniously, and knowingly contact or communicate with or attempt to contact or communicate with Special Agent Heredia of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, portraying herself to be a 13-year-old female, whom defended to believe a child who is less than 16 years of age or at least 5 years younger than the defendant, through the use of a computer, a system, or a network, through with the intent to persuade or lure the person whom defended to believe to be a child to engage in sexual contact.
Are they just reading everything that everybody already knows? Everybody already knows this.
How does
Did you
everybody know
already
that
say?
you said, and then here's where he pled to guilty. So this is where he pled to guilty, but it's not drugs. You're lying about drugs. Hereby agree to a plea. He pled to
I've been.
guilty to a plea deal to get a lower
They're
charge.
saying, so basically
Okay, here it
everyone's
is.
saying that it was not about no weed or whatever. They're saying you didn't
No,
try to
it's
go sell
not.
no weed.
No weed was involved.
How how are they? The shit
No
that
weed
they
was
read
involved,
is
Randy.
basically okay. I
Randy,
don't
you
care. I'm not
signed
arguing with
this.
random people on the internet. I'm not
You didn't.
arguing
You're
with
not
random
arguing with
people.
random people. This is the Bigo Court of
But it's
Clark.
important though because we do have an open CPS case. So I need you to
Okay, but
just say what you was gonna say, please.
this is the thing that everything that she's reading is literally everything that I already said. Everybody knows what I was charged with. Everybody knows I was talking to the police. Everybody knows I pulled up to the spot. Everybody knows I just said on this phone that I was taking a deal. What new information are you providing?
But why did you
Already
not? Why
there.
was it not something for selling drugs? That's not what you did. You didn't pull up to sell weed,
They
Randy.
weren't concerned, but that's the thing. They weren't concerned with that. The whole sting operation was to find people who were trying to meet up with people who were underage. So once I
Underage
did that,
and
that's all they did.
engaging in sexual conduct. So that means you had a conversation with her prior. If you had
I
discussed
literally
weed
just
and was
said what
pulling
the
up to
conversation
sell
was.
weed, you would have a charge for weed. Attempting to sell
That's not true.
or
That's
solicit.
not
Well,
true.
not
When I pulled up,
necessarily.
they took
Yes,
me and they
selling
took
weed to
my
a
car
minor. It
immediately.
doesn't matter if it's
They didn't
legal. You have
search.
to be over
They
18,
didn't search.
21 to
Hold on.
smoke.
Listen, they didn't search. They didn't search my car. They didn't do
Exactly.
anything.
So that means you
God
linked
just
up on the
strictly
grounds of sex. What was discussed on the internet was sexual conduct. She wanted you to either give
Okay.
head to you, you wanted head
that's
from
what
her
I
to eat her
never
pussy or
That's what
fuck
I was
her.
saying. Hold on, and that's what I was just saying. Look, hold on, Randy. This is what I was just saying. If even if he didn't say anything sexual on his end, even if the police said
No,
something
that's
sexual on
lies,
their end,
honey. That's not
yes.
true.
Even if hold on, but I'm just getting this out. No, I'm going off what he's saying. Hold on, let me just say this. Even if the police said something sexual, he still showed up. You get what I'm
Yes. So if
saying?
the police said
Even
I
if
want to
he
suck your
didn't say
dick
nothing
and I'm
sexual, they
15,
did, and he
yeah.
still came anyways.
Yes, to get
That's
his dick
why he got
sucked.
arrested. That's why
Yes.
he got arrested.
It didn't have
He
shit
got
to do
arrested
with
for
no
pulling
weed.
up. That's what
It didn't have
happened.
shit to do with weed, honey. It was whatever
how you
the
gonna
convers
tell
when
me.
they're in a sting operation, just like for prostitution. If if
Uh-uh.
if, if I was answering a phone call and the police was on the other side, they're going to
I'm not on
strategically say
drugs.
things. They're going to strategically say
Bro,
things
everybody think they
to.
just know every law in existence.
Okay,
That shit
well,
crazy.
y'all really trying to
That's
put
not
this ain't got honest. To be honest with you, it ain't really got shit to do with me. But okay,
it.
this I'm not the
Okay,
one.
but are
I'm
you
not the
gonna
one with the
protect your
charge.
son from a pedo?
I'm not the one
His
with the
daddy's a
charge.
pedo. His daddy is a
Okay,
pedo.
if he's a pedophile, he would be charged as a he would be registered as a sex offender first
Not
and
until the case
foremost.
is done.
And if hold on, and Randy just told me he literally just told me that he pled guilty. I didn't know he pled guilty until today. So that's first and
Well,
foremost.
that's because
I did not know
I
that.
have to wait till August.
Okay, well you didn't
I
tell
haven't.
me that. You didn't tell me that you pled guilty until today.
I did.
No, you did not.
Well, I haven't done it yet. That's why I said I'm going to.
He did
I
not
told
tell
you.
You
me that he pled
did.
guilty.
You did
He
plead
did not.
guilty. The paperwork is
He
right
did
there.
plead guilty, but he didn't tell me that until just
Oh,
now
oh,
on the
until
phone.
now. No, you didn't know. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
I didn't know he pled guilty to a plea deal. I did not know that he pled guilty to a lesser charge. I just found this out.
I told you after my last
Like
court date that I was
I did
going
not.
to.
I don't know what's going on with his court dates or nothing. I don't know. I never even asked about his case.
Well, I haven't had court. It's been 2 months since the last time I had court. But I definitely told you after the last time that I'm most likely gonna take the deal.
No, you
I told
didn't
you
say you
that.
were going to take a deal. You said that you were going to get it dropped to a misdemeanor. You never said that you were taking a plea deal and pleading guilty. You never
Well, that
said
was part of
that.
the deal.
And he already
That's
did
part of
that.
the
He
deal.
pleaded
But you
guilty
didn't
to
tell me that you were going
luring.
to plead guilty.
So it'll be a
Well,
misdemeanor
wasn't that
instead of.
my bad?
But that's my thing, though. Why would you? But that's what I asked him. I said, why would you plead guilty to something if
Right.
you're innocent? Why wouldn't you just take it? Why don't you just take
And
it to
show the text
trial and get
messages
all
where
the
he
charges
said something
dropped?
about weed.
I explained why.
Because he know he linked up with that girl to
That's what I
fuck that little girl.
said.
That's what he did.
That's
The
see,
first
that's the shit
step
I
to
be talking about.
motherfucking
Everybody just think
recovery is
they know what
admitted.
they talking
Hi,
about.
my name is
I had a
Randy. I
I
tried
had
to
a
fuck
public
a
defender.
12-year-old.
Public
That's the only
defender.
way to
I
recover
had
from
a
your
public
issue.
defender. I had a public defender who told me I have a 15 to 20% chance of losing this case, not because I'm actually guilty, but just because of anything could fucking happen if you take some shit to trial. I have a 15 to 20% losing. I have a public defender, or I could take this deal, get my shit dropped down, and then in 5 years I have a completely
But
clean
if you
record.
know that you did not do it, why would you take a plea deal? You know that your text messages or your communication
Because
says,
y'all gamble,
I'm bringing you
how about
weed.
y'all gamble? Y'all gamble with y'all life if y'all want to. I got kids and I got a family to take care of. I'm not taking a 15 or 20% chance of fucking around and being found guilty and having to spend that time in prison. No, when I could
Okay.
completely avoid it. I don't give a fuck what y'all think.
85 is a high
Y'all gamble
chance
with
of
y'all life.
Yeah.
winning, though. And if you really in your heart knew that you were
Especially
innocent,
if he
you would
have
go
text
for a
messages, honey
trial.
V. If he
And
got
that's
text messages saying he's trying to sell weed, that is not guilty for approaching somebody for sexual
just my opinion.
conduct. If you know that you was
That's cool. We
texting
can
her
have
about
different opinions.
fucking, then that means you're avoiding that main charge by taking a plea deal so that you can stay free and get first offense. If you knew for without a shadow of a doubt that when they look up the messages that you could say, here's me saying I'm pulling up to bring you weed. That is a totally different charge than luring a fucking 14-year-old. You know your motherfucking ass was texting trying to have sex with a 12-year-old bitch. And so you taking a plea deal.
How many times do I have to take my shit getting dropped to a
The,
different
the,
charge? How
I
many times
didn't
do I have to
know
say
he
that?
took a plea deal to today.
How many times do I have to say my shit is getting dropped to a charge? Y'all keep trying to say the charge that I was initially charged with. I know what that means.
I thought that the case got dropped because there was no evidence against him. I didn't know he took a fucking plea deal. I did not know that. This
Well,
is
no,
all new to me.
there's no evidence for what they charged me for.
It
Not
have to
what I
be
did.
evidence or you wouldn't be charged.
By what I did, technically, that's still a crime. By just linking up, that is a
No,
crime.
babe,
Just by
that's
definition,
not
that
how
is a
operation
crime.
works. They're going to text him everything to indict him. So
And
she's
who you?
going to.
How do
He
you
probably
know? Are
asked,
you a
"How old are
police
you?"
officer?
She probably
Are you
said
a
12 or
lawyer?
13 or
How
14.
do you know? How you know? I hate the people that try to tell
We
me
know
more
how
than
it
the
works,
Nevada State
babe.
lawyers
We're
and
prostitutes.
and the
We're
judge.
whores. We got all types of
How do
shit
you
going on.
know?
We know how it works with a sting
Who
operation.
are you?
We're not dumb. We wasn't overnight. They're going to text you shit to indict. They're going to text you what they
It
need to
don't.
text you.
Whatever you say, it don't. It don't. It's literally
Thank you, baby.
whatever
Thank
you
you.
say or however you feel or however you think. Literally doesn't matter. I know what I did. God knows what I did.
So why
God
didn't you
knows.
plead
God
guilty?
knows
Thank you.
everything. And if and not if, but when
So why you didn't
my
plead
record
not
is
guilty?
completely clean, right? Y'all going like what? Like I don't understand. Y'all want a nigga to be
You
guilty so bad.
are.
Y'all
You
want y'all like.
said you was guilty.
I know
You
But
that.
was said you was
But
guilty, bitch.
y'all really acting it, bro. And the fact that the court system is telling me is
this shit is
bro,
stressful
it's
as fuck.
like I said, if it was like how everybody is trying to make it seem like it was, one, they wouldn't have offered me the
Yes,
deal
they would
that they
have
offered
for
me,
first
and
offense.
two, I would absolutely
Yes.
I would absolutely have to register as a sex offender. If I was trying to
Lies.
link up and fuck somebody that was underage,
These
they're
sons don't
gonna
have to
make you
register
register as a sex offender.
as a plea deal too.
Who?
Who?
Don't have to register as a offender. He took a plea deal too.
Oh
Yeah, baby,
wow.
that's what it is. It's for
You
first
should.
offense. He know exactly what's going on.
She's talking about somebody who she's talking about a
Yeah,
man who
his son did the
did
same
some
thing
weird
to
shit.
a little young girl. But when you take a plea deal and it's your first offense, that's gonna be all on the documentation. Okay, they're gonna the public defender gonna say, okay, this is your
See,
first
y'all keep
offense.
saying this is my
So
first
instead of
offense. This
taking
is
this to
not my
court
first
and wasting the
offense.
court money,
Y'all
we're
keep
gonna
saying this is
offer
my
you
first offense.
this.
That's why they offered me a plea deal. This is not
But
my
is this
first
your
offense.
first
So now
offense
what?
in Nevada
So
though?
it's not your first
It
offense
don't
with a
matter. If you
child.
have a
But
criminal record,
hold
that
on,
is somebody's first offense.
Randy, is this your first offense in Nevada, in the state of Nevada?
Yes, but that doesn't
Okay, it
matter. You
is.
have your criminal
But
record
it
follows you
doesn't
no
have a
matter where
problem
you
with your
go.
criminal record. We
No,
talking
it
about
does. But
sexual
every
content.
state they go by
No, honey,
state.
tell him
You could get a
it's
first
per
offense
thing. So you
in
get first
any
offense with
state.
traffic, you get first offense with theft, you get first offense with sexual
Yeah, you could get
conduct,
first offense
with
with
everything.
anything, and it goes by
Yes.
state.
So if he
I do. Yes, I know. I know
so
his
is he
record. Yes,
basically
I
saying
do.
this
I've
not
been
his
with this
first
man.
offense
I've known this man. I was with
in
him.
another state?
I was with him for 4 years, but I've known him for 8 years. So I do know his history since he was like 18, 19 years old. He don't have
Okay,
nothing
can
else
we
on his record.
like? I'm over it at this
You
point.
can't be over
I
it, baby.
don't
You still
want to
dealing
talk
with
about
it.
this
This
anymore.
public information is gonna
Still,
follow you
this
forever.
is still an open case, so I shouldn't even be talking about this
He don't have
regardless.
nothing on his previous shit.
Mm. So how do you feel like now that you finding this out, honey V? Like, are you
Like
gagging?
you know how that could be. Like you don't want
I
to
didn't
just
know
sit
he
here.
had pled guilty. I had no clue. We were just over here talking about it over here
For
before you
real?
mind me. I did not know he did that.
Mm.
No, yeah, I just looked up his court documents. I just looked up his court documents on the Justice Las Vegas court
Oh
website.
wow.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay, I told you. You may have forgot, but it is what
You
it
didn't
is.
tell me that. You had me thinking that the case was gonna get dropped,
Yeah,
like
because if
completely,
it would have been dropped
and that
if
it was
he
gonna
didn't
be
do nothing.
over.
If they found out that he didn't do nothing and he was just involved in a sting, he was supposed to sell weed. The DA would have dropped it.
You just gonna keep listening to these people on the internet. That's how we
No,
finna spend our Friday night.
I'm going off the facts and what I know. Shut up talking to me, Randy. If you're gonna piss me off, I'm gonna hang up right now. Cause this is already as weird as fucking
How am I
stressful as
pissing
fuck
you
as
off?
is. I'm not
How do
gonna
you?
argue with you, bruh. Don't come at me, my nigga. I've literally
How am I
defended you
coming
for
at
the
you?
past 2-3 days, and I'm not gonna do it no
I'm not.
more. You're weird as
I'm not
hell.
coming at you.
Stop playing with me, bro. You're
How
being
am I playing with you?
disrespectful. You
Why
gonna
was that
believe the people
disrespectful?
on the internet? I'm believing the facts that are in front of me. Fuck the
Okay,
internet.
so
The
you have
internet's
all the facts.
irrelevant though.
What else do you want to know? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I've been
I
sitting here
don't want to.
defending you, my nigga, and you making me look
Thank you. No, I
stupid.
appreciate. No, thank you. I appreciate you. That's what
You
you
didn't
should do
tell me that
because
you
shit,
pled guilty to
I
a,
know I fucked up.
child charge, bro. You didn't tell me that.
What?
Why would you not tell me that?
Okay, I feel like I did. Maybe I didn't
Why
explain it
would you
properly.
not tell me that? And we have kids together. You're not going to tell me that you pled guilty to a child fucking charge, bro. That is weird.
Okay.
Do you not see how that makes you look guilty as fuck? Do you not see that?
I understand.
Okay, then you should have said something. You could have communicated this with me so that at least I could have time to think about something or get right with my feelings or something. Cause this is it's overload. I'm overloaded.
And you already got your own
I'm
shit you
overwhelmed
dealing
right
with.
now.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
You
I
could have
get what
said
you're saying,
something,
but
bro.
you letting everybody is blowing this far out of proportion to what I
It's
am and
not
what the
being blown
facts
out of
of the case are.
proportion though. The facts are right in front of our face.
Yeah, but everybody's saying I'm a pedophile. I was trying to fuck
My
that
heart
girl.
is
You
That's not
racing.
facts
was.
to the case. That's not facts to the case. That's people's
How
opinions.
is that
That's
opinion?
people's opinions.
My heart is racing, bro. I'm
He is really
irritated.
trying to deflect.
How do you think? Bro, I'm just trying to get my shit over and out the way so I can continue to live my life. I'm not trying to impress no people. I'm not trying to prove my innocence to anybody except for the judge and the fucking courtroom.
You're not proving innocence by pleading guilty, though. You're not proving shit.
What is pleading guilty to a
Pleading guilty is not proving your innocence.
Pleading guilty means,
That is doing the
yeah.
exact
Pleading guilty
opposite.
means I did it, so I'm gonna take
What
a
the
plea, or I
fuck?
got another word is like reasonable. They have reason to believe that he did it based on evidence, so he rather just take a plea instead of wasting.
They had
Yeah, instead
probable
of
cause.
wasting the court's money, I'm willing to take this plea. And then that's why he just said what he said, Honey B. He said, in 6 years, if I do this, this, and this, then it's gonna come off my record. You did it. It's on your record. And if you complete whatever the court give you, or if you finish out whatever they assign for you to do, then in lieu of it being your first time in taking a plea deal, they're going to take it off your record. So that still means you did
He
it.
don't have the no, it's talking. He don't have the phone. The
Yeah.
police have his phone, y'all. Otherwise, baby, I would have been wrote those messages. Trust me, I would have been all up in that phone. No.
Mm,
I met him when I was 18.
this thing went left. Let me get some look.
Hi, Candace.
Well, at least you know now. You know what I'm saying. It's sad how you had to find out being that that's the
All right,
father
bro.
of your
You
children
know
and stuff like
everything.
that.
Okay, so now you definitely know everything. I'm
Thank
not
you,
trying to
boo.
sit here and make it seem like I didn't fuck up. Obviously, I know I fucked up. I should have
You
made
should
better
have never
decisions.
engaged with a conversation with a child. You should have never met up with a child, especially if they were being sexual. You should never did anything like that. And knowing you have kids at home, why would you even engage with a child?
I know. Listen, I
What
know
do
where I
you
fucked
and
up.
a bro? What do you and a 14, 13-year-old have anything to talk about?
Oh
I
my
told you
God!
what the
Thank
conversation was. But like I
What are you
said, I'm
gonna
not
talk
saying.
about? What are you gonna talk about? How to play patty cake? I'm confused.
I'm not saying.
that was
I'm not saying
so
I was
No,
fucking
right.
like
I'm
for
beautiful.
just
I
saying
love you,
real.
UT. Thank
I was
you.
definitely wrong.
What
I'm
was
not saying
that?
that I'm right. I'm
Damn.
saying I was wrong, but what I'm saying is a pedophile. I am not trying to link up with somebody underage to have sex that I didn't do.
Even if
So
you
those
weren't trying to
narratives.
have sex, you do not have conversations with children.
I get it. I fucked up, and ability for me fucking up. I fucked. Obviously, I wouldn't be in a situation.
I
I had to shit. You know, I've been thinking about this shit for months. Obviously, like I know I fucked up. Here it seemed like I didn't fuck up. Obviously, wasn't trying to fuck on no kids. I don't want to fuck on no kids. I'm not a pedophile. That whole narrative I can see. It's not like that's true.
asked him what
The fact of my case is
asked him what
like
site.
I can't speak on everybody else's situation. I can't speak on
Facebook.
everybody else's or whatever the fuck. All I can speak about is me, what happened with me, how I feel, and then who I am. That's all I can fucking speak about, talk about.
My life is not in shambles. Like I'm not the one that's talking to fucking kids on the internet.
Okay, fair point. Fair point.
I'm not the one talking to kids on the internet.
Like I feel like it wasn't like I was trying to. That's what I'm saying. Like
You
to me, I just
was.
like, oh, I was out here just trying to fuck on the bitch. Like, no, bitch hit me up for some weed, like a whole bunch of people was doing back then, and I didn't even second guess it, bro. Like
He's lying. Like you had the conversation about sex.
I was
Weed and sex
thinking,
is two
just trying
different
to set me up.
two different areas.
I was just trying to make a little bit of fucking money.
Weed
But
and sex
obviously,
is
I
two
gotta
different
start thinking
areas,
about
beloved.
shit like
Two different
when I do
directions.
it.
If a child having a conversation with you about sex, where did the weed come into play? Because you know that a federal investigation, a FBI is going to press you on what they want you to commit to or what they consider you committing. They obviously, if it's FBI, honey, they didn't just start on the first day. Like, oh, the FBI finna just go write random people on Facebook.
He said it was a few hours of
Oh,
conversation.
okay. So yeah, they had a few hours of conversation discussing what they was gonna do, discussing how they was gonna do it, and then they arranged to meet up, and he went and met up to or do whatever they discussed. If he would have pulled up and said, "Oh, I got this gas for you for 3.5," like you said, there would have not been that same charge. You pulled up to complete whatever said you those conversations, like y'all arranged for that shit.
He